more details with that. What happened to you exactly, and by who?
All right, Sandra, thank you so much. I'm with a doctor now, but I'll be able to tell you a few things. We got there very early in the morning, around 7:30, just to report on the demolition exercise. And the time we got there were no police, no military persons there. And a few minutes after we got there, an excavator was brought there, and they started the demolition exercise. A few minutes after, they also started the demolition. Officials from the McDan group also arrived. There were 4, led by the group CEO, and they approached the excavator operator to find out if he had any court order to carry out the demolition. The excavator operator said no, he had no order, and they asked him who had sent him there. He couldn't establish that. So they asked him to put on hold the demolition exercise. And so he moved from where the demolition was happening and parked in front of the demolished structure. So few minutes later, an eyewitness who was around was telling us about what had happened. This demolition started, we told, Monday night around 7 p.m. So because he happens to be a security person there, he saw everything that happened. And so we thought that he was the best person to tell us how the first demolition actually happened. So we got him ready and we started rolling our tape live on TV. Just about a minute, less than a minute into that interview, we saw vehicles coming from all sides. That's from the Action Chapel area and from the flower pot pickups, with armed military personnel came. And when they arrived, the first person came to us. We have a video if you look.
Hello, Carlos. Hello, Carlos. Apologies, I lost Carlos Carlony. We'll try and re-establish connection with him. He's a journalist with JoyNews.
So when the eyewitness started speaking, less than a minute into the interview, the military personnel had arrived, and they moved straight to us because we were at the entrance and asked who we were. And I said, he is an eyewitness speaking to us, and I am a pressman. I raised my 2 hands with my microphone almost to the military man's face, and that did not deter him or his colleagues. And they just pounced on the eyewitness and started beating him. He fell on the floor, and they continued. By then, my cameraman had to, they also pushed the camera away. The camera was on the floor. So if you look at the video, the camera was recording from the ground. I even didn't know the camera was even recording.
So you're capturing sound, and the visuals may not be that proper, but you were getting the sound.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So at that same point, like I said, the officers came from both ends. Those who came from the Action Chapel side also went straight to the McDan group CEO and his 3 others, and they were questioning them. But what I saw from there was that they were kneeling. They had asked them to kneel. And this was around the time that we were also going on air, just around 10 a.m. So my producer called that they were going to come back to me. So I picked the phone, and there an officer said I was recording the kneeling of the, CEO and others. And so I should bring my phone.
So they made them kneel down like how children are punished. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, not me, but the CEO of.
I know. So I'm saying that these 3 persons were made to kneel down in a punishment form, which is what you witnessed.
Exactly.
And the soldiers have a problem with you videoing that.
Yes, and I wasn't even videoing that because I had received a telephone call from my producer. So in the course of responding or talking to him, I had another phone, and so they thought that I was recording that. And so when they approached me, I told them no, I was not recording that.
And this happened after the assault on the witness the eyewitness
Yes,
you were interviewing.
Exactly.
So they did not attack you after attacking the eyewitness.
No, they did. So when the issue of whether I was recording the kneeling of the McDan CEO or not came, that was when about 5 or 6 military personnel, rushed to me. Some were trying to take my phones, and one man said, "I'll slap you." By the time he said that, he had landed a heavy punch on my neck, my left part of my neck, and by the time I turned around to look at him, he had landed a second one. So my neck hurts so much. As I speak with you now, with a medical doctor, they are looking at attending to me. So reason I told your producer I may not be able to talk much because I'm in pain.
Just took one more before you go, and sorry about the assault on you. While he was beating you, what did the other soldiers do? Did they help in beating, or did they at least prevent him from beating you?
Yes, so I saw one national security officer stopping him from beating me. That I remember.
Okay.
That national security officer.
Did they arrest you after beating you? Did they take you
so
anywhere?
after that they said I had become a suspect. So they were going to pick me to the national security head office. So then they picked myself, the CEO of McDan Group, and his 3 staff, as well as the eyewitness that was speaking to us. And they put us into separate vehicles and drove us under siren all the way to the National Security Office, and it went on there.
And so over there, were you formally arrested and charged, or you were just told to go home?
Well, I wasn't told to go. I spent about 45 minutes or so there. I was made to speak to one superintendent in his office, and he asked what happened, and I told him the story, and he asked me to give a statement, and I explained to him I wasn't in the right frame of mind to speak or write because I was traumatized and all that, so I would do that at the appropriate time. And he requested to look at the visuals on my phone, and I explained to him I had not taken any videos of the McDan CEO and co kneeling, neither had I taken photos of military people carrying doing the operation. So they still did not believe, so they had to go through the phone and realize I had no such visuals.
So they entered your phone without your permission, or you granted them permission?
No, in fact, I granted the permission because they insisted. They wanted to see what was on the phone.
So you did it under duress? You were forced?
Of course, I can say I was forced to do that. Not only that phone, I had other phones, including our driver's phone that I was using to speak on air. I did not have his password. So at the end of the day, I had to call the driver who had left the scene to give us his password, and with the officers around to look at his phone, whether indeed he also took some other visuals. So in a nutshell, really, that was what happened. I wasn't told if I was formally arrested or not. So once they were satisfied I had no visuals on my phone, they allowed me to go. So from the National Security head office back to the Sphinx Road, I went in a pickup with 3 military personnel back to the place, and then I left.
As a journalist, and having gone through what you went through, what is your mind? What are you thinking about? How is it feeling, and what do you want to see done?
Sincerely, Sanda, I would say I'm traumatized. I am not myself because I did not go to the scene with the expectation of going through all of this. And so I keep asking myself, is it now a crime for an eyewitness? Your bulletin is called Eyewitness News. So is it a crime now to speak to eyewitnesses when, as reporters, we go to the ground and they happen to be the first people who witness whatever it is for them to be assaulted? And is it a crime also for a journalist to be doing his or her work where military people will come with the guns and all of those things? I find it a bit surprising. So
Indeed.
from now, I am not well. Psychologically, I'm not well.
I can imagine. Sorry about that once again. And in the eyewitness, after beating him, did they let him go or they arrested him too and detained him?
No. So like I said, the eyewitness, including with myself and the McDan, we were all taken to the national security head office.
So you left,
I don't know where he is now. Yeah, I left them there. I don't know his state. I don't know whether he's still there. Okay. I cannot tell.
Sorry about what happened, and thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you too.
That's Carlony. He works with the multimedia group JoyNews, and he was assaulted this afternoon by soldiers, and the government has issued a statement asking the Minister for Defense to immediately investigate the matter. Joe Duncan, my colleague in the city newsroom, was at these events. You didn't witness this particular assault because you probably were at the other side. It was a big place.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what was the aftermath after all of this? What was the aftermath?
So, Sandra, right after, I headed straight to the McDan head office in East Legon to get first-hand information and also to corroborate some of the stories I'd heard with regards to this particular incident.